Got in my backyard at the Great Backyard.
Hi, I'm Frank May, the Great Backyard. I'm here to talk about above ground pools. Not very specifically, but to empower you as the consumer to make good choices as you're contemplating what kind of pool is suitable for your family. So let's take a moment and let's look at the three main elements that make up that pool package. One is the pool structure. Two is the pool liner, and three is the pool equipment. So all above ground pools built for permanent installation are constructed primarily out of steel. Steel provides the greatest strength for the structure of the pool. Now you'll have various components made out of resin, aluminum possibly, and we'll even consider these options as we kind of unpack the structure of the pool. So we're going to start by looking at the structure of the pool, which is broken down into four main components. You have your bottom track, which sits on the ground, your wall, your upright, and your top seat. These are the primary things to consider when you're shopping for a permanent above ground pool. So we'll start at the bottom track. One of the things to look for here is not the girth of the track or the thickness of the steel, but whether it's coated or whether it's made out of PVC. The coating, the powder coating, will protect it against corrosion because it's the part that's in contact with the soil. So you want a good coating there. Or you could have a PVC track, which we'll show you a little bit later, which will completely shield the wall from the soil. The second part is the upright. This provides the support for the wall. If there's any break in equilibrium from the water pressure in the wall, it's important that these uprights are bent appropriately and quite stout so they don't flare out. And then finally, we're going to look here at the top seat. The top seats also are made of either steel or resin. Both have pros and cons, and we'll look at both of those. But we'll go back to the wall. So we started with that bottom track. I would urge you to ask a few questions and actually look at that. It's easy to miss. It's something that'll rarely be talked about, but it's that first point of defense in the lifespan of the pool. Onto the wall. You'll either have an aluminum wall pool or a steel wall pool. The steel wall pool will provide superior strength. It's very important with water weighing 8¼ pounds per gallon and a pool oftentimes ranging from 10,000 to 20,000 gallons to know that that wall is strong enough to hold the tremendous amount of pressure pushing out on it so that it doesn't rip or bow or collapse. We choose steel because of the strength characteristics. Consequently, we take pains to coat these walls appropriately to protect it against the elements to give it the longest possible lifespan. Finally, we consider the top seat. That's this piece right here. There's a lot of interaction between the swimmer and the top seat. That's something to consider when you're buying a pool. And the top seat's either going to be made of resin or steel. This pool right here is made of steel. Most of what we do is made of steel. Resin obviously will not rust because water will sit in the grooves up here. However, again, we take pains, even further pains, to protect these top seats than the wall because the water does sit upon the top rail and the splash comes underneath. So when we're considering how hefty to go on the structure of the pool, one thing to consider is how many kids you have, what ages those kids are, or grandkids, how long you intend to keep the pool. Kids are going to be rough on the pool. They're going to jump in, they're going to sit on it, they're going to walk on it, they're going to stomp on it. They're going to do anything they can to kind of challenge the structure of the pool. So as you go up in price points, typically you're going to get a stronger seat and upright. That combination provides that support for the human interaction. Now, your answer to that question will help you determine whether it's appropriate to select a steel top seat or a resin top seat. The disadvantages in a resin top seat: one, it's not as strong as steel. Two, it's not as pliable as steel. And three, UV attacks resin, fades the color, and causes it to become brittle over the course of time. However, steel as long as it's not corroding, maintains its initial strength characteristics throughout the lifespan of the pool. So your economy pools are oftentimes 5.5-inch simple flared top seats. If you stand on them, you could bend them as an adult. Multiple kids sitting on them could bow them backwards, even bow them forwards and fall in. So typically as you climb up that price structure, you're going to get a stronger pool each step of the way. So we're going to take a moment and we're going to look at 3 different top seats. So this is a wall sample of a common economy pool with a 5.5-inch top seat and some very light flaring up on the top. This is not an appropriate pool for heavy interaction with this top seat. As you can see, the top seat will move quite easily. Of course, it's not anchored on both sides, but another aspect of an economy pool is that it has fewer uprights, which means that the span of this top seat is longer. So it's going to be weaker given that it's got more distance. As you move up that ladder in quality, you're going to get more top seats, you're going to get shorter spans, you're going to get deeper corrugation, you're oftentimes going to get thicker steel, and you're going to get less and less give, and just more and more structural support on this seat right here. In our higher end pools, we use a stainless steel service panel. There's a break in the wall and the stainless steel is fastened where the filtration system is cut into the pool itself. This is a very meaningful level of insurance for a pool because it's where the water passes through the pool. Being marine grade stainless steel, it's impervious to rust. Okay, this particular pool is our flagship. This is a top of the line pool. This top seat is 25% thicker than anything else you're going to find on the market, save a doughboy pool. The corrugation, as you can see, is very deep right here. It's an 8.5-inch flare as well. But if you put a 250-pound man jumping up and down on this thing, we've seen it, it won't dent it, it won't bend it, it'll endure any abuse your teenagers can throw at it.
The structure of an above-ground pool is just the beginning. Frank has a lot more to tell you, so be sure to watch our related videos about pool liners and filtration systems right here on the Great Backyard channel.
I've enjoyed talking to you about above-ground pools and the various things to consider before you purchase. I hope this video has been helpful. I'm Frank May from the Great Backyard.